Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Saturday Stocks and Crypto TA Charts live stream. It is April 15th, 2023. It's just after 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a lot going on this upcoming week. To start things off, we are in USA stock market earnings season. It officially began on Friday, but now it's really going to kick off starting this week. We have a lot of financial companies and large cap name companies posting earnings, reporting their earnings from Q1 2023. So it's going to be a big week, and let's see if that volatility spills over and affects the cryptocurrency market as well. So just to name a few, these are not even all of the companies, but these are kind of the big global names. Charles Schwab, State Street, Netflix, Bank of America, First Horizon, Goldman Sachs, Interactive Brokers, Johnson & Johnson, Prologis, United Airlines, Tesla. I'm just going to highlight the big names, probably Netflix, Tesla, Abbott Labs, Alcoa, IBM, Morgan Stanley, US Bancorp, American Express, that's global, Alaska Air, AT&T, Blackstone, Rite Aid, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, a chip maker, which I'm just going to highlight that because that's really interesting what's going on, unfortunately, with the global situation. We also have earnings data releases. It's mostly manufacturing index, unemployment claims. There's another Philly Fed manufacturing index, existing home sales, manufacturing PMI, and services PMI. So if you're in my Discord, I did post last week's CPI, PPI, and retail sales numbers. So it was mixed. CPI came down just a little bit in regards to consumer inflation. PPI, the producer-based inflation, did come down a little bit more significantly. And then retail sales were actually negatively down, which means we have mixed data that came out last week. Kind of whipsaw motion if you've been watching the day trading in the market last week. But moving into this week, again, we have stock market earnings season officially beginning. And we have a host of company-related news. So to kick off, Amazon is introducing a $1 fee return cost only on certain return orders. That remains to be seen. Apple is opening a new India retail store and trying to expand the sales and marketing as well as the production and presence in that country, in that region. Walmart chief merchandising officer is stepping down to take an advisory role, and that's because inflation has been eroding consumer spending power and funds. Elon Musk is launching a new AI company, XAI, and he is the director of the company. That's in regards to ChatGPT competition that's beginning to heat up. Best Buy is beginning to lay off hundreds more of workers across the United States in regards to smartphone and computer services and sectors. Montana might be the first state in the USA to potentially ban TikTok. That law actually passed and is on to the next stage for the vote. And in the median USA, the rental vacancies dropped negative 0.4% on an annual basis. Why that matters is rental vacancies are rising, and that hasn't been seen that much since 2020. So that's related to pandemic emergency orders ending and people able to go out and travel and move around. So some landlords are feeling that pressure, needing to cut prices and concessions to keep people in their rental homes, apartments and such. So we have a lot going on this week. The main focus again in stocks are the earnings. So let's hop over immediately to the S&P 500. So before we begin, thanks so much for watching. Hello and welcome. This is a technical analysis live stream where we go over stocks, ETFs, cryptocurrencies, sometimes Forex, so people request. Requests are welcome. Just go ahead and type in the live chat, and usually in the middle and the end, I do requests. But let's start off with the S&P 500 because we need to look at SPY. Where are we right now? I'm looking at a daily chart. Remember, we have significant earnings coming out this week. So we've been in this medium-term uptrend for about the past 6 months. The issue, starting from about this purple line, is we basically retraced about half of the crash. What am I talking about? The 2022 high to, I'm going to call it the October 2022 low. It's actually December 2021 to about basically October 2022. We had a bear market for about a year, and it's beginning to bounce back up. However, with this earnings, it's still hesitating right here. And in the short term, it's seeing a little bit of resistance right at this 415 area. We could put the yellow box right here, the 415 area. So my two scenarios, if earnings and numbers are bad, you can easily see that the market could pull back down to a 397. On the other hand, if earnings are good, we can see the price being able to rise up to about like a 433 area. So these are still my two targets. I'm going to leave a little color there. 428 bull target, bear target would be like a 393 area. So I do want to point out though, you know, for the past year and such, it's been bearish news. I do want to point out that if you zoom out all the way on a monthly chart, we're talking about investing, like lifetime investing now, right? If you're looking at a monthly chart going all the way back on S&P 500 till 1993. Let me bring up the SPX instead so I can draw. We're on a monthly chart, logarithmic scale, going all the way back. I mean, you could go all the way back to 1979, 1971 data, right? But for our purposes, 2009 and 2020 were kind of our immediate crashes, right? So if you look at it, if we look at the market this way in terms of, let's not even go back to 1930s, let's just probably go back to about like year 2000. So I'm talking, what am I talking about? Monthly high, monthly low. We haven't hit our super monthly high yet in terms of 10-year, 20-year, 30-year, 40-year super bull cycles. We've been resting on that middle half heart line. The pandemic brought us down into that middle half heart line, but there is another trend line that we're riding above right now. That's why once we get through inflation and hopefully there's no World War III or something catastrophic like that, if we're able to hold this area in the SPX above 3530, and we'll zoom in right here, and you can see that I am seeing an upside down head and shoulders here, that if we break above that and hold, which we might do that this year, okay, this could be a long-term bullish signal in the market. That's why I'm getting excited about the market price when I see this happening. It's a matter of time, because if you zoom back in just 2020, right? March 2020, that was one of the worst economic and health crisis we've ever had in the past like 20 years, basically. But we went from low to high, and we retraced on the S&P 500 almost to that 618, almost, okay? And it's hesitating right now. So somebody could say, wait, it's about maybe 55% or 60% bullish. It's still going sideways. If I'm really, let's get really accurate here. Somebody could say, okay, it's kind of turning into an ascending triangle. Even that's still bullish. So that measured move from the bottom to the top should be about 13%. Very, very long-term target, which if that breaks out above the neckline, takes us to like 46.13. Okay, 46.13. Now, what's going to cancel this long-term bullish call is if all of a sudden we start downtrending, then it's canceled, and probably the 3,700 or 3,400 will probably be that target, right? So you have to think about it. 2020 was really bad, but our government, society, we all, everybody worked really hard to survive and thrive, and we made it through that. Now the next problem of inflation, we hit this low. If everyone's able to make it through it and the government survives and does the right policies in regards to interest rate, which we might end the interest rate hikes this year, it's possible, right? That's why we might get another bullish bounce in the very, very long term. It could take like 2 years. But, if this is the lowest low, in the circle, then I'm actually wanting to buy more stocks now. But that's for a long-term hold, like a 5 or 10 year, like a 5 years hold. Okay, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. If we still zoom into a weekly, okay, RSI is not even that super overbought yet, so there is room to run in the market. However, on the shorter term time frames, like if you're a swing trader or a day trader, okay, it's kind of still bouncing up there, edging up towards the overbought area a little bit. And if we go back to the SPY, okay, now you see, you understand that the market is attempting the uptrend. We're trying to recover. If we can keep breaking to higher highs, I mean, let the bull market come back. We have to get through inflation. So why do I spend so much time on that? Because if I am correct about that framework and the market keeps going up, then many other stocks should recover and go up as well, meaning potential bullish gains. Okay. Let's go to Dow Jones. Now, Dow Jones is a little bit different. You can see here we're going sideways quite visibly here on the day chart. Now, let's focus on weekly. We did have quite a significant crash. Again, this October-September 2022 low was so good in terms of the bullish. We're already up 20% off of that, right? But now we're literally consolidating. I do want to point out though is if I ignore the news, I don't really, listen to too much opinion on the news. The price is the truth. Are we going up? Are we going sideways? Are we going down? Or are we going sideways? The answer is we are going sideways for the past 6 months on the Dow Jones. Why is that good? We're not going down. We are not going down yet. Okay? So this is actually, I'll take it in terms of it's a yellow light for me. If we can break above this resistance at 341, we should be able to go 7% up in the market. The breakout measure move to 363, which will take us to all-time highs on the Dow Jones. Then the news will say, wow, we're in a bull market again. Okay? So the news sometimes needs to react to that price. News is still super concerned about inflation and interest rate. When will that interest rate hike be over, and the bonds and treasury numbers and et cetera. All I care about as a technical analyst is if it keeps going higher, great. Great. What's going to make me a little bit cautious is if we double top here and then come down, that's not good. Then, short from down here. But again, that long-term play, the Dow Jones is a little bit more in trouble right now compared to S&P 500 because we already bounced off that pivot low. If this is a monthly lower high, then that would be bad. Okay. Potential negative headwinds. The Federal Reserve did say, I'm paraphrasing right now. For my Discord, I put that news. But yes, the interest rate hikes may stop. We might have a mild recession this year with the recovery in subsequent 2 years. But what does that mean for corporate earnings? If too many companies have negative earnings for several quarters, that will crash the market, okay? Or pull back quite a bit. So that's why I'm a little bit more concerned on the earnings and data side right now because, investors are not going to get hyped up and excited about companies until they keep posting profits. Profits are the key for company earnings. Reduction of debt. But we're seeing massive layoffs in all the news. So let's just keep that in mind. Big term perspective as an investor. All right, QQQ, slightly different, right? Are we going up? Are we going sideways? Are we going down? Or are we going sideways? Well, so short term, we can say we're going up ever since this year. So the past 3 months, we're going up in the QQQ, NASDAQ. Now, past 1 year, it's kind of basically retraced about half from the crash, right? We're right here in the halfway mark. Now, why is that good? Because we're starting to go upstairs again. If we go upstairs again, when's the last time that happened? Think after 2020 crash. I mean, we rallied for 2 years off government stimulus and policy. So if inflation problem is starting to actually come down, we're down about like almost 1.5% or something like that in the number, right? It used to be 6.5%. Now it's like 5 point something percent. So it's on the way down. I remember the chart visually. It's in one of my news articles in the Discord. The easier way to say it is this. Broke it out above resistance. Great. Might have this descending wedge or descending channel breakout. Now, the short term, I'm thinking long-term investment right now, meaning if this is the truly bottom of the market in January 2023, October 22, is if we bounce off of that and never come back down, then we're back in a bull market. Last year, price doesn't matter anymore to me that much. Let's get the rally going. Inflation come down. Make sure there's nothing bad happening in the world too much, and let the natural progression go. But in the short term, there is danger. There's danger in the short term if you're a day trader or a swing trader, because on the H4 chart, it's starting to almost look like there's some bearish divergence and momentum that's setting up on the chart. So long term, I'm bullish, but medium term, I'm a little bit bearish because if any of these tech stocks in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks have some bad earnings, you could obviously see a rising wedge pattern occurring. And if it doesn't break out, probably pull back down to like a 306 area. The resistance will be up here like 333. So let me put 2 dots here. Again, why am I spending so much time? Is because a lot of people I talk to are so focused on the short term. We can't forget, where are we in the long term, right? Got to zoom out. All right. So hopefully that helps somebody out there. I know it's helping myself because once I get this long-term perspective going on, investing is a little bit easier. All right. Let's just blast through the next couple here. Same thing here at IWM, right? It's very similar. So this is the Russell 2000 ETF. Where do we go? We hit our 50% retrace. Now, this type of pattern, when it goes so sideways like that, symmetrical triangle, and I get a little bit cautious of that. Although I do like to buy support and then sell resistance or hold through resistance, right? So as long as that support holds, hopefully we are fine in the price. Almost looking like some kind of dirty upside down in the shoulders, but these are smaller growth stocks, so that's why, right? 1, 2, 3. Going straight into earnings. If earnings are good, I can see this going straight to $200, straight to $200. What's the downside risk on this particular play? Like a 6% to a negative 10% play. So, for swing trading, there's still opportunity on the IWM. It's educational advice only. Now let's take a quick look at GLD gold. All right. We can see with all this volatility, people fleeing to safety. But what am I immediately seeing? Resistance zone. Resistance zone. The support zone was down here. We're not in the support zone anymore. We are up towards the resistance zone on the top side. Now, again, 2 scenario situation. We're either breaking out above resistance here and going to higher highs like a $200 or $2,000 gold. If not, it should, and it could get rejected here. High, 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 low, low, low. Look how high it is off from the low. That's a tongue twister. But it's already 25% up. Swing traders know if you caught this bottom here on gold, you're going to take some profit. You move your stop loss way up here. Stop loss at 183. And if it crashes, you make 20% profit on the trade. So long term, it's very similar. We need to break out. That's why you see in the news, if you kind of pay attention to the news, is there's mumblings, rumorings, in the market saying, if we're going to have a breakout, I mean, this is the time to do it. The market needs to do it within the next 3 to 6 months, 1 to 2 quarters, because it's primed to do it. We need to break out on these stocks. We need good data, good earnings, good news. Yes, everyone's aware of layoffs and inflation, but it's the stock market earnings is a forward-looking device system. Businesses are always forward-looking, 3, 6, 9, 12 months out. If you ever worked in a corporation like I have, there's always a schedule, right, in corporation world. Now, if it doesn't do that, you can easily see the support zones, okay? So the resistance 200 and the support 150. The midterm support like a 172. Let's go to SLV. SLV, we hit this higher low, the 618, and it's making a higher high in the price right now, testing this prior resistance level to the left side. Now, we also at a resistance zone, if I put that trend line there, you can also box it in with the parallel channel. So now you can see what happens. Still though, silver is angling down and we had a nice high, low, higher high. So somewhere up here, I'm expecting some profit taking at about $25 and we could pull back all the way down to 20. So those are the zones I'm looking at with a bullish target of 30. So now we could draw some trend lines. We have some nice price data up here. Also had a little bit of this baby breakout. I like to call it mini breakout. So on the hourly, you could see the 15 minutes, traders did short that down significantly. The EMAs are still up cross. So as long as it's still up cross, you try to ride that wave as much as possible. Go faster here. USO. So USO at a relative H4 breakout spot. We do have this golden cross here, but there is bearish divergence of momentum. So I'm expecting a pullback down to like 66. Hold that, and then the bulls try to continue that uptrend, right? We need breakouts. We need breakouts. It's breakout land right now if it's going to happen or not. Breakouts are dangerous though. Why I don't push it onto people too much is because if a breakout fails, you have to sell. You have to get out of there if you're a trader. You can't hold it down forever because then this happens. Someone could say this is a breakout on UNG and then it fails like that. So that's why sometimes you can't hold. Sometimes when the trade's going against you as a trader, you got to stop yourself out with understand the risk. However, on UNG, I'm getting interested in this again. Again, there's no mega pattern down here, but on the weekly, it is starting to see bullish divergence, some momentum. We lost that support level of 937. So let me reverse Fibonacci this thing. Let me inverse this. Get some target. Okay, so the inverse, that's the more advanced play, but inverse 618 would be 538 right here. We hit the 50%. So it's hitting these numbers perfectly. So the algorithms, the traders, they're using this as their guide. The pivots are here as well. There's a pivot at like a $6 range. So what I'm looking at is maybe this thing, we could get one more short squeeze. We might have that potential double bottom here on the daily on the price and see if this thing can rally like a 30 to a 70% or 30 to 50%. Now, last time I recommended this, it pulled back, meaning the market makers crashed it, and then they short squeezed that out. Got the longs in there. So we might have that one more time if it have one more dump down to 522 and then a whipsaw up to like 888. So that's why I might play UNG here. The stop loss is not that low. Stop loss is like a $5 area, but it's interesting. It's in a death cross right now though. Someone's trying to invest here. There's too many factors going on fundamentally, but the short-term trade, it might be looking to spring back up. We do have to see the 5-minute 15 sustain its uptrend, and then we'll see a cascade up into the H1, 4H, and the daily. But we do have a potential double bottom here at 640. Do want to point that out to people. Okay, rapid fire. Let's go through the sectors. I'm not going to do the individual earnings this week, the analysis, because there's a lot of companies going on unless there's a request. I would much rather look at the sector ETFs if you're an investor and just understand like where are we. So if we're looking at the daily on XLF, it's still in a death cross, but we did hold that low. I was saying could be the potential low, and we broke out above that, retested. So this is what I'm saying is a little bit more confidence from the good JP Morgan Chase earnings on Friday, and we have some additional companies reporting this week. So XLF, we're hitting that 618, but in terms of the trend, high, low, high, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of profit taking from the day trading bulls before we go high, low, and try to hit the $33 up here. But this is, let's bring a Bollinger Band. This is the kind of that whipsaw Bollinger Band reversion to the mean. Doesn't always happen, but when you find a good ETF or stock, it happens. Energy as well. We hit this low zone that I was talking about last month, actually, almost 1 month ago. So that's why swing trading, it kind of takes some time. It takes some time, meaning you have to have some patience as a swing trader. Something that in our techno enforced world is most people don't have patience because everything is on demand. You can get almost anything on internet information in under a minute. So when somebody has to wait 1 month, it's like unheard of. But that's why. Just a quick educational example, and this applies for stocks and crypto, is that investing, successful investing, from my experience, is at the speed of nature. It's not at the speed of technology. It's not at the speed of business. It's not at the speed of government. It's the speed of nature, people, right? So investing sometimes is like farming. You plant your seed, fruit into the ground, right? If you're a vegetable and you're growing vegetables or fruit, and it takes like a year for that plant or tree to grow and bear fruit, meaning profits. If you plant it in the good conditions, if you're planting seeds in bad conditions and there's a flood or fire, all the crops, all the farm is destroyed. Basically, the story. But if you plant in good conditions, like right at the support, right off some good news that inflation is coming down, then you could see what was the reward, 12% there. 12%, which for this ETF is about half of that move, which is significant. So where's the resistance line? Resistance line at $92. 92 is where we are. The support level about 76. All right. XLU's already starting. We bounced off that triple bottom. Didn't quite get up to the resistance of 71.36 and starting to pull back. This is what I mean. Some of these day trading bulls took their profit. They took their profit on Friday. Okay. It could just be algorithms, but you can see that the resistance level at like $70, we kind of hit that. Zooming in. There's kind of this multiple resistance top right below the Fibonacci $70. So we're putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. Now you could really see it on the H1 chart. All right, so support level is right below that, about 68.50. Now it's consolidating to the side. If it manages to stay above, great. Great. Just let it kind of come down a little bit, hesitate, and then bounce back up. If it crashes down, then you know to short some utilities. Okay, XLI still consolidating to the side. The bullish target is 103, bearish target 95. XLV, the healthcare sector, we did have this bounce on some companies like Johnson & Johnson after the lawsuit got concluded. Fibonacci, where we go, we went straight from 786 to 236. That's quite a long ways to go. We went from oversold to overbought on the RSI. So that algorithmic strategy, that's over. Now we're moving on to the next part. Now it's a matter of, will the trend continue or not? Because we have these support levels at 131 and 133 below the resistance, 136. See if we could get that breakout to all-time highs on XLV. XLP, consumer staples. This is what I'm talking about. You get a bull rally, I mean 5%. On this mega ETF, that's quite a bit, right? If it went the full 17% like last year, that would be phenomenal. But you could see XOP at a multiple resistance zone, and that's why I'm a little concerned. What is what I'm saying? If we need these earnings this month to really, really break out above and go to higher highs, or else we are in trouble on the price in the short term. If we don't break out above this on multiple sectors, especially finance and tech, that's going to put a dent on consumer kind of sentiment, investor sentiment here, right? Because you can see the last time it happened, all of this news was really bad though in terms of interest rate hikes. So we don't need bad news right now because that could totally crash the price on some of these ETFs and stocks. Okay, XOY, consumer discretionary. We did see that news about, especially in some parts in the world like China, they were spending, and USA. I saw that news. I think it was last week, saying that luxury goods were at a high spending rate for that particular month. So you can kind of see that happening here. The consumer discretionary going down, the spending of customers, and then we rebounded. And that's why we're having this balance, and it's reflected in some of these company earnings that we're seeing. Okay. We were also seeing that in Europe as well. So XLY is starting to see, watch out for this lower high, however. Okay, when's the last time we have a lower high before actual crash? Lower high, crash. Lower high. If it doesn't rally, we could go straight down, back down to 133. We needed to break above 156. Okay, let me zoom past the rest here. Biotech still bouncing, but watch out for this head and shoulders if that's real. If that's real on XLB, 30% breakdown would take us to the lowest lows of 2023 to $65. We do not want that to happen. What we need to happen is this on a host of good news. Okay. XLRE, trying to hang on here. XLRE, real estate. And we'll move on soon. XLRE. Wow, bounce out that 618. You can see still in the descending wedge pattern, but trying to hold this higher low above $34. This is not looking particularly, we want to see higher highs and higher lows. What I'm seeing is actually a potential head and shoulders. This is, it's not 100% certain, but if that is real, the downside target is 29.20. So earnings are very important this week. Earnings are very important. XOK, we kind of went over that. The tech sector, it's at its higher high right now. It needs to break out above 154 and definitely hold above 144. XLC Communications literally right at a potential double top area, which could be bearish. If it doesn't break out above here, above $60, it could pull back significantly down to $52. Okay. The support in this 618 zone right here in the 54 area. Hopefully, it can break out to higher highs in the 63 area. But we're not getting tech earnings for about a couple of weeks from now. Last one, SMH, the chip sectors. SMH very similar to NASDAQ. We can see high up here, trying to get to this 275, 277 level, low right here. So how will I know on SMH? This is like educational play. How will I know we're about to downtrend? If we lose this trend line and we start downtrending, that's how we know. This is a textbook setup. Rising wedge, bearish momentum, it fails. We have a head and shoulders right here. And then if the market crashes, then we should see significant pullback all the way down to maybe $200. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but realistically, it's not about hope or feelings. It's about the data that comes out and then the investor reaction to that data. So where's the 232 level? That's our support. We are seeing the golden up cross. Okay, so I'm not saying we're going to bear market again, but at least some kind of pullback all the way down, maybe to about 230. We need to hold this 200 EMA. That's the bull's last line of defense before we get into trouble with the price downtrending. Okay. Just want to say thank you so much for watching and following. I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch. We also have a Discord group. If you have a request, go ahead and let me know. I'm probably going to end the stream in about 30 minutes. Looks like people are busy with their weekend. There's a lot going on. Nice weather, better weather. There's a lot of events going on this weekend, and it's a Saturday night in my area. All right, let's move on to crypto. TOTAL. If you've been in crypto, we've been having a very nice crypto rally. And people are always asking me the question, what's going to happen with Bitcoin? What's going on with crypto? Well, for total, we are in a golden up cross. Okay, that's all we really need to know right now. We're on a golden up cross. What does that mean? The moving averages have up crossed the 50 over the 200. That has not happened since August 2021 and June 2000 or May 2020. Basically, since the pandemic began, we never had a golden up cross, which could mean we're about to start a new bull cycle in crypto, even if it doesn't make any sense at all. We have inflation at all time, like you know, the highest ever for 20 years. We have potential world wars. We have all these, layoffs, virus problems around the world. But why is crypto going up? Because it's speculation, right? People can still trade crypto and invest in crypto. So if the price is going up, people are going to pile into that. Also, we had some good news with the crypto, especially with like XRP winning that lawsuit. It's pretty good news. Now, where are we in that 618? Is it going down? Okay, if we're honest with ourselves, is the price, let me erase this. Is the crypto market going up, sideways, down, or up? I just told you the answer. It's up, right? In short term, 3 months, we're actually going up, just like tech sectors. So now we have to compare QQQ, CQQQ, NASDAQ is up, and surprise, total is also up, almost the same. The crypto market's also up. Now, we need to make sure that we don't go below this trend line, this top yellow trend line. That is our basically line in the sand. We had a descending wedge breakout, almost like this double bottom. It's a weekly bullish divergence. High, low, higher, high. Okay, so again, rewinding back to what I said in the beginning, long term, like 5 years outlook, I'm bullish on stocks and crypto. Long term, okay? Why? Inflation is temporary. Recession is temporary. Fear, uncertainty, doubt is temporary. Because think about the pandemic. We got through that, the emergency part of that, right? And all these cryptos and the stock market is still alive, okay? We're still here. Traders, investors, the stock market is still on, crypto market is still on, okay? As long as Bitcoin and crypto trading never gets banned from major G7 countries, we're still fine. People have money. Tax returns are coming back in the USA this month. People are buying stuff right now, buying things. So, as long as we don't go below $1 billion market cap or 1 trillion as long as we don't go below 1.00 trillion market cap or 900 billion, okay, you get what I'm saying, basically 1 trillion market cap, we need to not go below that, and we need to hold above that. And as long as that golden cross is good, then it's hodl time. You just hodl. You hold on for like 2 years. Try to make some gains on crypto. Sometimes you'll get a big winner, like a 2,000%, 25x. It's crypto. It's definitely possible. So it's just a matter of waiting. Now, I do want to make myself 1,000% clear that in the short term, 5-minute day trading, 15-minute, 1 hour swing trading, day trading, we are going to get these dips and pullbacks. But as long as we continue to go up, those could be points of entry, actually, not points of panic selling. So I'm going to load up here, maybe buy some here, buy some here, buy some here, and it keeps going higher. Okay? Because we have a double top on the H4. That pretty much means probably within the next 3 days, there's going to be some kind of maybe volatility. I'm just going to say volatility. We could get this pullback all the way down to like a 1.1 trillion, etc. area. Right? Because that's the support level. Now, I'm switching my mindset right now. That's why I don't day trade scalp anymore. Is because sometimes in crypto, the correct strategy is you just hold. You buy stuff and you just hold. So let's move over to Bitcoin. Let me go to a better chart. Let's go to Kraken. Okay, let's go here on the daily. Right? Actually, let's zoom back. Let's go long term. Let's go monthly chart. Logarithmic scale. You can see we're about to bounce off of this pivot point on the monthly. Now, for crypto, this particular chart only has about 10 years of data, but that's still pretty good enough for me. 10 years of data, almost. And you can see high, low, high, almost that low, high. What is the next one? Low. So then if we continue this upstairs uptrend pattern and assume, this is big assumption, presuming that nothing major goes wrong, meaning no World War III, no global pandemic number 2, no banning of Bitcoin trading or mining or investing by the government in major countries. Remember, Bitcoin has a fixed number of float. There's only a fixed number of coins of Bitcoin, just under 17 million. So if it bounced up to a higher high, how long could that take? Let's see. Last time it took 900 days. So basically, let's just say 3 years. This one took another 900 days. All right, so the next 900 days that's 2 years from now. 2-year hold to try to make another possibly 1,000% or 2,000% potential profit. I mean, sounds kind of crazy, but the next higher high for Bitcoin is probably in the $100,000 to $200,000 range. That means everyone needs to hold their Bitcoin, and then no one needs to sell their Bitcoin for 2 years. But that's one Super Bowl possibility. All right, let's go to Ethereum now. I'm looking on a weekly chart right now for investing. Same thing. I looked at this last weekend, and this is what really caught my eye. Is we have a high, low, high, higher low, and it's trying to bounce off of that. We had that little mini sim, actually large sim triangle going to the side, and we just broke out of it. The only thing I'm cautioned about is I would have liked this to go down more to very, very super low levels of Ethereum. Then that would probably make me say, oh, wow, this is probably the lowest price of Ethereum that we're going to get to, and buy. It didn't really do that, which is why I'm not that excited about Ethereum itself. It's an old coin, right? It didn't get 90% off like some of these other coins did, which we'll look at. It went 75% off, which is still a lot. We have this breakout, the 60% breakout. So Ethereum should rally to 25.50. It should never go below $1,000. The immediate support is 2,000. We just broke above that. Okay. So again, the honest reality of it long term is Ethereum going up, sideways? It's actually just starting to go up. Okay. Where did we last see that? I last saw that in the pandemic rally. Okay. We were going sideways, and then we just started to have that little breakout. Right? I'll circle it for you on the chart. Just that little breakout. And in my mind, as an experienced crypto trader investor, I'm thinking this could be the start of the second bull cycle, the mega bull cycle that we've been waiting for 2 years. Let it happen. Let it happen. But it's not up to me, one single trader analyst. It's up to the market. People need to get hyped about crypto. They need to see the price continually going up and not coming down. Then you'll see a lot of people globally, millions of people coming back. Because why? Banks are untrustworthy for the smaller banks. Government is sometimes untrustworthy depending on the policy of the situation, right? Because think about it. If the average person, I'm not saying the government is untrustworthy, but I'm saying that some people might think the government is untrustworthy because of inflation and the banks, right? So what's the people's money? Crypto. All right. So don't quote me on that, but just like a mental example of just think about like an average person, right? Is government good, government bad in the particular situation in the past 3 years? That's up to, each person to decide. But it does have an effect on their investment. So if the higher low holds, this higher high here is saying that 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 Ethereum, or even go back to the 5,000 Ethereum, might be in the cards again. Might be in the cards again. Because the daily chart, I know I have a lot of scribbles on the chart, but the only thing that I need to care about right now is my 5,200 up cross. When did that happen? February 23rd, 2023. And then we had a 100 EMA golden cross on March 31st. So bullish signal in February, bullish signal in March. Now, the short term might pull back, but Ethereum, I mean, this is it. If it's going to go up, this is that condition, the market condition for it to happen. So we're I know people are still kind of freaked out about inflation and recession, but crypto is in its own, has its own trading ecosystem. So high, low, high. We could get a pullback down back to 1800 and then let that thing blast off. Or it could keep rallying. Sometimes crypto keeps going up, like 2020, for example. Okay, thank you for the follows. Appreciate that. Let's go to Binance Coin. Binance Coin, because it's so expensive, we're not really seeing some of these super bull calls like we'll see in some of the other altcoins. But start off long term. Okay, long time ago, Binance Coin was $12 in the pandemic. How much is it right now? It's $333. It's very expensive. Binance Coin. Okay. High, low, high, low, high, higher, low. We didn't quite crash back down to the low I like it to be at. Like $100 Binance Coin would be fair if it's going to be textbook high, low, high, low. But you can see with this particular parallel channel going to the side is we just barely held above 250. So that bull target is $700 up here. Okay. That's not that impossible. It's a $100 gain. The MACD is starting to show a little bit of weakness. So that means in the short term, we might pull back. In the very, very long term, you can see this monthly MACD just absolutely building. It's huge. The daily as well, we're not in that super overbought range. That's why it seems like it just wants to break out. There's like an ascending triangle almost here. Almost. Once we break out above 350, I mean, game on in terms of 400, 500, 600. We just need we need buyers to be aware of that this is happening. Or this could happen as a potential scenario. Now, I don't want to get too super bullish because there's some people, if you're just starting out, remember there's still risk management in a particular trade. For this coin, it could be 25% to downside of a small amount of capital and try to capture the 50% to the 100% to the upside. But remember, if you're trading the 1% rule, that you only risk 1% of your total account size. So you pull out your handy dandy calculator. Let's say somebody, just for example, has a $1,000 trading account. 1% of that is $10. If you have a $10,000 trading account, 1% risk is $100. That makes more sense if somebody's a very active trader and you're a beginner. Because then no single trade should wipe your trading account out. Meaning no trading account bankruptcy. You have up to 100 trades to try to do it. Right? If you're absolutely starting out for the very first time, there's paper trading for free available here by TradingView. Just connect it, turn it on, and you could trade all your BTC USD cryptos as much as you want. Okay? Now, this brings up this old paper trade. When did we put it in? March 19, 2023, paper trade on the stream. Let's go to the Gemini chart. This is why it's good to practice, okay? So where did I buy? I bought here at 28, this is an educational example. We bought here, even made a big note, $28,099.46, March 19, 2023 in the evening. Paper trading risk to reward example. So this is not even the greatest perfect entry. It's just if we're going up, so you got to get in at some point. You know what I mean? Can't time the market absolutely perfectly. You just, if it's going to go up, you got to just get in the trade. So, but with risk management. So what was my stop loss here? 10%. Did it ever come down there? No, we're actually up about 8% on this trade on Bitcoin on a not even so great setup and example. It's like a C grade setup. It's a breakout continuation. But still, my target is way up here at 33,729. And Bitcoin could easily break out above that $40,000, $50,000. But this is one risk to reward paper trading example that if you're a swing trader, there's so many altcoins and whatnot. Top 25 altcoins, you could be practicing like every day if you wanted to, stocks and crypto, if you're really serious about trading. All right. Let's move on here. Solana, we had this nice bounce. This was an oversold play on Solana, and then we had another intraday oversold play. So H4 traders really using that right now. Consolidating to the side. We did have this overbought range. It is Saturday night right now. Not every trader's on the computer right now in America. Something you want to watch out for. We can pull back on this in Solana back down to the $14 range. So please be careful about that. But in the weekly, to me, Solana is kind of it's kind of like Doge level hype. It's not my favorite coin out there, but as long as it goes up, that's all that matters for people. And if it's not, like a junk coin that's about to go bankrupt, aka Luna or FTX, hopefully Solana will survive. And again, in the weekly, excuse me one second. Okay, we're back here. In the weekly chart, right? Are we going up? Are we going sideways? Are we going down? What's going on? We're actually almost going up. Okay, how do I know that? Because we were going low, high, low, high, low, high, higher, low. If it was going down, we should have crashed back down to like $5 Solana. That's not happening. We reversed because tech stocks are up. We want to be careful though, in the back of my mind, if this is a dead cat bounce, meaning that we have a strong rally and it's actually fake, and then we're going to crash back down, I want to buy cryptos as cheap as possible. As cheap as possible. I'm in the general zone here, right? If this happens to be the lowest low of crypto, then I did buy the bottom. If it's not, then okay, need to wait a little bit more and buy some more down here. If it continues to rally, then it's all profits. Does that make sense? So you see that it's not about getting the exact perfect bottom to brag about to other people. That nobody cares really about that. All that matters is, the buy entry, just like my Gemini order. Where's my entry? Where's my take profit? Where's my stop loss on the chart? Where is this? As a trader, that's all that matters. 1539. Stop loss, right? Quite a big one as an investor, but minimum 2 to 1 like this. If we're going to get that breakout, let it happen. Let it happen. Let's see. Cardano, same deal. This is why I'm starting to get excited about crypto, because if we're in the next Super Bowl cycle, it's about to happen, probably. How do I know this? On a weekly chart, we're starting to just rally. We created a new trend line for Cardano from the past 3 years. So again, high, low, higher high, higher low. Where's the next higher high? Somewhere up here, $3 to $7, maybe even $10 if Cardano does incredible. That's still relatively cheap. Okay, Cardano is very popular. All right, there is some yellow light risk. It is not all green light to the moon, because if stock earnings, and why I always do both, is if stock earnings or the government policies are bad, something happens, then we can easily crash through the floor and go to quote unquote nothing. Okay, so I have that scenario in the back of my mind, but cryptos were negative 90% off. Last time we were negative 90% off, that was the bottom of the market. So that's why, if this is the bottom, I mean, this is a perfect time for me to buy in. I need to buy some more Cardano myself. But, I'm just giving people the super long-term perspective that usually nobody talks about. Okay, if you're an investor, this is like, yeah, I like this. Because do I want to buy at point A, or do I want to buy at point B if I want to go long? Does that make sense? Like, are you going to buy here and then you get stopped out 50 times? Or are you going to buy down here and actually make profit, potentially? It's not guaranteed, but there's a higher chance that if I buy when it's down here, like even if I just buy today, there's still a huge negative 25% to negative 50% stop loss. But if you're using a 1% rule, it's not even a huge problem. right? And there's like 159% potential uptrend that's going to take like 1 year. But that's crypto. That's crypto. It takes time. We broke out above this trend line. We actually retested it. Boom. This is a textbook descending wedge breakout pattern. Textbook. Because it's so textbook, that's why I'm thinking this might be the one, guys. This might be the one where we're going to moon in the next 2 years. Hopefully, it's correct. Okay, XRP winning that lawsuit. That's why we had this phenomenal bounce right here. And I charted all these coins by myself, on my own. After I hear this news, we have such a huge multiple bottom here. XRP returned and was relisted on several American exchanges. The lawsuit was won in favor of XRP. Okay, and their argument was that it's on the CoinDesk news, but the argument was that XRP follows the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum like up to 70 or 90% or something like that, which is very true. That's why altcoins, all you have to do is get Bitcoin in the market right, total market. And if you're correct, it's 70% chance or higher that it's correlated. So same deal is we're at this spot where you can see, oh, we just broke out that symmetrical triangle. We had this 5 double bottom type multiple bottom, and the immediate target right here is 618. But the problem is, because of the news, there was a little bit of this bearish momentum here. All right, that's happening, and it's starting to flag right now pretty severely. So it's going to need to take some rest time. XRP needs to rest. But as long as we keep going up, hold on, let me bring back my lost one of my EMAs. Okay, we just start to have this the golden cross on the H4. Now it needs to pull back in the short term to like a 43 and then rally to the upside. Okay, so again, the natural ebbs and flow on the market, that's what we're seeing right now. If this is our true bottom, 32 cent XRP, and if it's going back to its previous high, that's a 200% gain. Many altcoins that I was looking at right now, let's just rewind to Cardano. If we're going to go from the low back up to the high of where it was, low to where the high, Cardano could go like 100%, 300%, 500%. That's 1, 3, or 5x on my investment or on my trade. That's why I'm starting to transfer more over to a hodl stance. Finally, if we establish our bottom, just like our pandemic bottom, it's going to take some time for the world to catch up and buy, but you never know. This one might be a like a 1 or 2,000% profit maker. Let's keep looking here. Okay, let's not get too hyped up, right? Because this is no FOMO charts, but that's why always in the half of my mind is if I am wrong, all right, then crash down to where? $10 on AVAX. Where would I want to buy AVAX? It's at this point, it was 80% off AVAX. The next pivot points down would be about $11 or about $7. If it ever gets down there, I'll probably pick some up more AVAX, but this is starting to look like an upside down head and shoulders with the neckline. That's a bullish signal, potentially. And if it breaks out above $22, it's supposed to be a 97% gain opportunity, $43 right here. This is a long-term play, though. It's going to take approximately 1 year for this to happen. But 1 year passive gain income of like 100 to 200%, that's investing. That's what everybody wants. Just have to be patient about it. And then when it comes time to hodl, gotta hodl, and then don't let the news scare anybody, right? News panics a lot. But if you just understand the charts, and the charts is why I believe in it so much, because it works, and it's my guide. The chart price is the truth. News opinion is not. It's just an opinion. So with AVAX, let's see if we get bounce off that higher low and then break out above 22.75 to go to all-time highs. Same thing here with DOT. Are you seeing what I am seeing? Okay, right here. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? We have the low, we have the high double top. Okay, that's a crash, resistance, all the way back down to oblivion. But now we have this upside down head and shoulders right at the bottom of support. Last time I saw that was Shiba Inu before the huge rally. Okay, so 78%. So let's say 80% move, 1370 to like a 160 area. Off the bottom of that support. Now, this a big if for all these cryptos. All of this support in the blue down here needs to hold, meaning the price we cannot crash. If we lose 543 or 427, then this idea is canceled. Okay. But this is why it's swing trading. This is why it's investing. The risk, my stop loss is right somewhere below that. I have to pick some more DOT up later this weekend. And then my profit target is about 200%. So that's why I see a lot of these 200%-ish range of the move, 100 to 200%. If somebody's going to try to long-term hold, it's possible if global events start getting better, because also on the price, we finally broke out above that 1.5 years trend line, and we just broke out and started to go sideways. Could it pull back to my stop loss? Yes. It could do this double bottom, but we're starting to get into that zone. Okay. I would not be saying this setup if we were like up here back in November 2021. That's why you never heard me say this stuff too much. I'm not going to break out play that. That is no big no. I actually sold all my coins there. I didn't buy. But now, because we're so low, actually, I do want to buy, right? So that's why it's do the reverse of what people are thinking. People are still afraid, so that buy. Does that make sense? Also, as just a contrarian sentiment, is like everybody I know when I go outside, you just hear it. People talk about inflation, recession. When all that information and the fear has spread to the general public, I would say, like even my hairdresser, at the salon is talking about inflation. So I'm like, everybody is talking about it, right? And when I come back home to the charts and I see, oh, even my barber's talking about it. Now when I look at the price, we're at the bottom of the market. So that's when fear at its maximum capitulation fear in people's minds. Just another way to think about it. After everybody knows and after everybody has sold, who is there left to sell? Could be a potential bottom zone. So that's why. Really, the choice is up to you, though. All right, Dogecoin, Doge USD. Okay. Now, this one is a little bit more Elon Musk. It's being shielded by Elon Musk, to be frank. Okay. Elon Musk, when he was like flashing the Dogecoin icon on Twitter, you never know. That might have been like borderline shilling, because he wants this thing to go up so bad because it's symmetrical triangle. Okay, I understand what they're trying to do over there, because it's so close to that breakout. We just need that hype and the buyers to come back. But Dogecoin is pretty high priced for me. I'm not super interested in Dogecoin. But this is what I'm saying is, at the bottom of a move, you have this upside down head and shoulders, and then what happens? Hello, the huge moon breakout. Okay, same thing with Shiba Inu. What happened with that upside down head and shoulders back here in 2000? Right when I started streaming, somebody asked me about this, and I gave them the perfect setup. I wonder what happened to that guy. I said, if this is going upside down head and shoulders and breaks out above the neckline, it's going at least back up to 3484, and then like 2 weeks later that happened. Okay, so where are we with Shiba Inu? And even Dogecoin is too high, but if you go to Shiba Inu, symmetrical triangle, almost another large one setting up, potential upside down head and shoulders with a dirty neckline, or somebody could just say the sim triangle setup, but it's so low. Does that make sense? I'm not excited about Shiba Inu up here. I am excited of it down here though, or even lower, because getting it in early, your purchases, that's where it leads to more gains. Not scalping every day, unless you have a 95% winning algorithm. But in terms of investing, I like this setup a lot. I like it a lot. Now, the stop loss are very, very deep. It's not for everybody, but I like this type of setup. To get it in there, we'll make it 700. Sometimes it doesn't really work out so well. Again, if you have requests, just let me know. I'm going to end the crypto stream soon. You know what I'm talking about. You understand what the stop loss is, somewhere like a 965 area. So the support area, it's not a perfect play, but 800 SHIB area would be good. If it drops all the way down to 600 level, I would be interested. As soon as it breaks out, you're going to see some of that FOMO play. High low, if we could break out to a higher high, 1843, pull back, and then the huge rally up to like 3,000. So if that's why I'm getting very interested in some of these coins, actually most of them. Matic, slightly different story. Matic and Doge are a little bit too expensive for me. I would have liked Matic to fall back down to like a 20 cents level. It's like $1.20 something, a little too expensive for me based upon this chart, right? I like to buy a very, very low price. Adam is writing. So here's the danger. You could see that if nothing good happens in crypto this year for the next 6 or 9 months, then I can imagine this keep going down. Then I'll get even more interested. Near, very similar. I'm looking at weekly charts now. Look at weekly charts now. Yes, we had this head and shoulders, but it didn't crash back down to oblivion. This looks like it went below the 0.88. Yep, 0.88, and then again trying to hold this higher low. The market's fighting right now, so if we can break out, this could be the start of the new uptrend. Hopefully we get break through that $3 resistance over time. Litecoin. So again, I was talking about Litecoin here, and then look what happens 4 or 5 months later. Litecoin up 60% off of my low point that I talked about. And Litecoin is having more hype because they have the halvening happening in 4 months from now. So that's why even I have Litecoin. I'm already on Litecoin. So I'm thinking, all right, if this thing keeps blasting off, when's the last time that happened? Well, we could have two scenarios. We could have like a fake half rally or the real rally. Even if we get a fake half rally, still going to that 618, that's about 66% target to the upside remaining. If we have a full 1-to-1 retrace, there should be up to 300% profit on Litecoin, but the downside is significant. The downside is about 50%. So this is a true investment. It's a 2-to-1 play. This is a true investing play. This is not for the faint of heart. You're going to have strong diamond hands and diamond heart to hold through that. There's going to be a lot of fear, uncertainty, doubt, FUD. All right, so many of these, Link is kind of consolidating at a 0.88, but it was at one point -86 to -80% off. So you can see if this is going to be the relative low, even if you had that 1618 retrace in crypto, there could be like 100%, 150% profit potential. Now, Bitcoin Cash, again, I still own Bitcoin Cash as well because I believe that this could be some consolidation area and it's so low on this particular chart. It might have been lower on a different chart, but for now, on this particular Binance USDT chart, Bitcoin Cash was -93 to -90% off. So my two targets to the upside, this first resistance is 100% to 200% profit. That's why I keep seeing it on all these coins in a very, very long-term weekly area charts. I am not talking at all about day trading, scalping, or even swing trading. I'm talking about investing, buy and hold. This is what I'm talking about right now. Okay, Ethereum Classic hit that support level and then we moved. Breakout of resistance. Okay, so Ethereum Classic hit that support. Where's the resistance? It's starting to set up. We're like right in here, the circle to here. That's what I'm saying. If it happens, we're going to see that moon, and then maybe 3, 6, 9 months, 12 months from now, you're going to see Bloomberg every day talk about how Bitcoin is rallying. But I might be staring at that bottom price before it blasts off to the moon. Algo as well, getting closer to that bottom support area on the XLM Stellar also near that bottom support area. It did just start to break out, so this could be the pivot point bounce, retrace back up to 25 cents on XLM. VChain as well. VChain also with the upside down head and shoulders. So if that target is going to go about 100%, it'll be 6 cents or a 9 cents target. I actually own some VChain as well. Now, some of these other coins are really small, but Filecoin, the potential upside down head and shoulders, Waves trying to make the higher low. EGLD consolidating right now, and it's between its $32 and $54 resistance. I'm gonna say 55. Phantom trying to make a higher low, so just watch out for this one. Phantom bounced off its support zone about 16 cents, but I would be a little bit more careful of this one because it's not actually at its relative low, it's at its relative high right now. So this could pull back and then, or try to consolidate. So I'm not too hot about Phantom. AXS trying to hold the higher low. Ecstasy trying to do breakout. Ape, USDT. This is not the same as Ape by AMC stock. But Ape, there could be a consolidation. I'm seeing multiple patterns here. Consolidation. You know, megaphone pattern. There could be a sim triangle pattern. Or there could be an upside down head and shoulders pattern. So there's multiple patterns here. But the sim triangle one makes more sense because it has a resistance. We can also play the Fibonacci's. So wherever this is going to hold, let me just put this here for next time. If it holds about 382, we would like to see a bounce, pull back, and then eventually rally back into 888, which is original ICO price. Reversion to the mean. AVE consolidating, going out to the side, but that's at least a good sign. EOS, so I mean, EOS is a very old coin, but check this out. EOS, potential upside down head and shoulders so low down here as an investor, and I am liking that. Okay, so we just got that double bottom breakout on a weekly. I mean, 50 to 100% profit on EOS. Zcash, not quite its lowest low of $25 on this chart, but it's trying to bounce. IOTA, very old coin, but IOTA, you want to watch out for the bounce and the fake out. But if this is the low, I mean, again, look at how much open space potentially there is. But we have to have another 2020 rally. So the summary, if you're like, what is this crazy guy talking about? The summary is if Bitcoin starts rallying 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, Ethereum starts rallying 2,500, 3,000, 4,000, I am expecting most altcoins to rally if Bitcoin and Ethereum stop going down. So this might be a good spot for me educational wise. I can only focus on what I'm doing, and what I'm saying is that I might want to buy some of these cryptos when nobody's paying attention that much before nothing happened in the market. I'm talking about newscasters, is before it starts rallying 400% or something like 300%, right? All right. Maker with upside down head and shoulders as well, potentially. So it has to break out above this resistance. Okay. I'm not going to go over every single one of them because some of these are very similar. We have a request here. I'm just seeing it. Somebody requested Baba first. Looks like we got some requests. Hello. Let's do Baba. We're talking about Alibaba. Online retailer from China, sells goods, internet retail, usually on the more inexpensive side. Okay, somebody has a short entry. All right, I would caution Casey, just watch out, because on a weekly investing, we're already seeing the bullish upside down potential head and shoulders on the long term. Okay, when you start zooming in, then I see, yes, if this is a lower high, then somebody try to short this double top. I can see that. Just kind of watch out. It depends on how long you're going to hold it for, right? Like if you hold it forever, actually, you know, you got to close it at some point. Now, we look at H1. We are starting to see this down cross. It isn't quite up here where the RSI was higher in the overbought range, which would have been a higher percentage win rate for the short. But let's just see what you're doing here. My short entry at 93. Stop loss of 99.33 with a price target of 85. This is a educational example. This is not my recommendation. We're on the H1 right now. Before we even look at the risk reward, what are we seeing here on the charts? Okay, we see this little sim triangle right here. We are seeing resistance at 121, double top resistance at 103. We have a medium term support at 85.92, which is your target, and then a second target of 80, and the big support down here at 60.51. So what's happening in the H1 price? We hit this low, we hit this double top, and we just rejected below this death cross. So on the 4 hours, there is a larger double top, and we can see that higher low trying to be formed in the $88 range, which would be kind of close enough to your target. Now, what would negate this, what would cancel this trade, is if your target's down here at like 85. If it doesn't really go down to 85, right, they could pull back. But then if it starts recovering again, let's say we have good earnings or whatever for this week, or good news, etc., is high or low, and if it breaks out, then it might, hit your stop loss. So you want to watch out for that. Just want to watch out for that on the day trading. Okay. The only good thing is on the 5-minute, why I like this trade is it is low high, so a lower low, just that you just need it for one day or one time to hit your profit target, and then you could close out that trade. So hopefully that goes in your favor, Casey. Just watch out for a long-term play. However, if earnings are good, you could see BABA has been crushed down -80 to -70%. They have their own earnings on May 18th, Thursday. So very long term is, they're trying to hold on. And just to make sure, okay, because it is a China related stock, you want to actually, this is a good lesson for everybody watching. You want to check the global index for China itself, which is this. There used to be the Shanghai Composite, but now it's this Shenzhen Component Index here on TradingView. 399001 is the chart. And you can see this is basically the China stock market. So on the daily, they've been consolidating right now as well. And the chart is very similar to Alibaba chart. So it's going sideways, which means the market is priming in potential recovery long-term, low, low, high, high. That's why the Baba's trade is up here. We're trying to hit that low, but it's consolidating. Eventually, it's going to break out one way, and you'll get more clarity on the trade, plus or minus 50% for this index. Okay. So now moving on from the trade example is just a reminder, countries like China, Japan, even Europe, like UK, everybody's loosening, even US, everyone's loosening their COVID restrictions. Traveling is opening again for the summer. Governments and corporations are trying to stimulate cash flow, meaning like sales, trying to get people to buy things and travel and spend money. And that's what the economy basically needs. We need that cash flow and that money turnover. Okay, so we're starting to see, I saw that news about China as well last week in the evening, Bloomberg, that some of their retail exports, I believe, were actually up for the first time in a little bit. So just want to keep that in the back of your mind. It really depends. Day trading is very short term. You got to make your decisions in the same day. You're going to buy, sell, make that profit, either correct or incorrect on the trade. Swing trading, got to have those triple targets. For example, got to have those triple targets, and if it's close enough to your target, just close it and take the profit. Okay, next, somebody is requesting Phantom. Someone wants me to do Phantom again. All right, so maybe this time I'll use, let's try to find the oldest chart on Phantom possible. So let's see, a little investigation. Binance, I like Binance coin, goes to 2019. KuCoin only goes to 2021, so I don't like that chart. See Bitstamp. See Gemini. All right, so I like the just the original Binance chart. Yeah, a lot of data. All right, so somebody's asking me for Phantom here on TradingView. All right, When I see this chart, instantly, immediately, what do I think of? Phantom is definitely correlated with Bitcoin. How do I know this? All right. You can bring the dual chart up. Okay. This will be something else. All right. This is from a long time ago, day trading, when I was doing day trading. So let's see, bring up this chart. It's NVIDIA. So now we bring it to Bitcoin on Kraken. Bitcoin. This is Gemini. So Phantom on the left. Oh, I might have to turn the symbol off. I want the same interval, I want the same time, I want the same date range. A little tricky to set up, but once you get it set up, I mean, you can, this is how we deduce like what's going on in the marketplace right now. Let's get clean charts. Turn off the indicators. So now Phantom's on the left on a daily. Okay. Then Bitcoin's on the right. Look very similar. Does that make sense? Hopefully this is this like clarifies things for you. Very, very similar chart. Almost the exact same. Phantom's on the left, Bitcoin's on the right. We're on a day chart right now. So the correlations are very strong with some of these altcoins. That is why I'm saying, if I'm correct and if we chart Bitcoin correctly, many of these altcoins, up to 70%, maybe 80% of the market, will just follow along. Or just follow along. So we need to make sure Bitcoin on the right side here is going to higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, keep going up. Never fall below 27 or 24 or 20,000 here on the right side. Now, Phantom on the left side is very similar. Where's the immediate resistance? $64. Immediate support, 40 cents, 33 cent support. Mega support down here is 17 cents. Mega resistance at $1. Now, if we open up the EMA cross for both of these, you can see Phantom also has a golden cross. Now I'll switch to a single chart. Phantom also has a golden cross on it. Go back to single chart mode. Zoom in. You can see it. The golden cross right here, 50 over 200. Now it's in a sim triangle right here. It's in a sim triangle right here, going for about 60% move, right? 60% going up to 80 cents. Okay. Now, Phantom, was it the lowest price of all time? No, it was not. Let me just erase everything now. Was it the lowest price of all time? No. That's why I'm not, completely crazy about Phantom. But how much was it off at the lowest? It was negative 4%, negative 94% off. Now it's negative 80% off. So, is it super oversold? Not quite yet. Is it trying to bounce? Yes, it is. It needs to consolidate a little bit, pull back a little bit, and continue to break out. Okay, does that make sense? It isn't a 4-hour trying to up cross again. So Bitcoin needs to go up and Phantom will follow along unless Phantom has its own altcoin mania rally. All right, another way to look at this thing. So one nice feature, if you have not used this before, is you don't have to do the dual screen like I did. Is you just come here and you compare or add the symbol and see if you can add the crypto, right? Just type in crypto and overlay it on, and you might have to zoom in or change the scale a little bit. Okay. Do that again. Right, same percentage scale, new price scale, or new pane. So this is new in terms of these settings. This is really useful. New pane, it brings it out on the bottom so you can see the correlation. New pane is kind of more useful to me. It brings it up like a little oscillator down here. Or you can compare, bring it on the new price scale, and overlay it. And that will help you as well, right? Sometimes you gotta like match it up visually. A little bit tricky. But once you kind of get it on the same scale, it makes sense. Okay, so compare to is very, very powerful. Compare to is very powerful. So you can see Bitcoin outperforming Phantom. And why? Because Bitcoin's still number one king of crypto for now, and it's rallying. But is Phantom and all these altcoins in some kind of relative low zone? I believe so. Yes, if you take the log scale off, it looks like it almost hit the bottom and it's bouncing. If you turn the log scale back on, it's like, oh, it's actually back up here, right? So it really just depends on your style. And if, let's say, if I'm investing in this, the stop loss is quite low here. It's like a 33 cents area, right? 0.33 cents. Stop loss is still about 25 to 40%. That's basically an investment. Let's say if it's 25%, then you got to target like a 80 cents right there, 50%. Okay. So Phantom survived. This was supposed to be a head and shoulders and was supposed to crash the market. So long term from now, if you see Phantom actually reverse, hit this lower high right here and start to downtrend, and then you lose 16 cents like this, then sell. You just get out of that trade because this market's going to crash again. But if it on a weekly, Phantom does this, pulls back, but holds above, let's say 25 cents, then there's a shot at another rally. Okay, so it's just a matter of the price interpretation. Have to let some time pass. Okay, the only thing is it a perfect relative bottom? Not really. It is at a relative high right now, so there is some room for this thing to pull back down to like a 30 cents before it continues this journey up. Same story for many altcoins. Okay. All right, I'm going to end in 5 minutes. I went way over, but because this is a special stream, because there are many setups in crypto, that's why we just looked at it all for investing, okay? Now, I have a question. Ultimate Pomodoro. Thank you all for always showing up with value. Thank you for watching. You're welcome. Hoping this helps. Any reason you're not streaming on Discord too? Sometimes when I multi-stream on too many platforms, the video and audio starts stuttering video or crackling audio, which, crackling audio happens more because I'm triple streaming. And then Discord, the stream does not get saved. It's not permanent. So if I go live in Discord, it's just temporary and then it shuts off. So that's why I use YouTube and TradingView, because those are permanent streams, and then Twitch is a 7-day stream, and Twitch is actually my backup for YouTube. So that's the reason why. And then I could get more real-time live comments on YouTube as a live stream, and the quality is actually higher. The Discord quality is like 720p and 30 FPS at the default, and then we would have like members have to pay for it and boost my server. So it's just more like technical things. I like Discord though. But if somebody would want like a private coaching session or something like that, then we can do that in Discord, and a private voice call or like a private YouTube or something like that. That option is always available. Okay, looks like the comments have pretty much stopped right now. We went through a lot of knowledge, information, education, and some opinion on stocks and crypto. So hopefully this helped you. If you like this stream, you learned something, go ahead and consider following me on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch. I have a Discord group as well, where I post a little bit more news that happens throughout the week, or if there's some amazing chart, I might share that throughout the week. But it is the weekend right now in America. There's a lot of events going on this weekend, so I hope everybody has a nice, relaxing weekend. And before the earnings stock storm starts next week, and probably next week, I'll return. This stream is going to last from April 16 to 22. I'll probably come back on April 23 or 24. 22, 23, or 24. Okay, so that particular weekend, next weekend, I'll probably be back with a stream. All right, everybody. Hope you have a good one. Always remember to manage risk and have a margin of safety. See you next time. Thank you, and bye-bye.